All right. Hi, this is Mike the Prepper Nerd. If you can hear me, if you can just give me a thumbs up. I want to welcome you guys here. I just came over from Gray Man's premiere just about a half an hour ago. Just ended. So wanted to open this live stream up for you and address any questions you guys have about the Ultimate Prep system. Thank you, Northwood, Cheryl, Joe, Cleon, Princess. Appreciate you letting me know you can hear me. Hi, Rudy. Great to see you. Thanks for joining. You still got the blue wrench, so try not to go overboard with it, okay? Northwood, Cheryl, hi. Citizen Guardian, Susan Williams, Sherry Leach. Great to see you all here. Hi, Brenda. Patriot Sandwich Maker. Great to see you. Susan Williams. All right. Okay, so yeah, so I think I'll just go ahead and start getting into it. Let me see. So yeah, so I had a blast in the last live stream. It was a couple of weeks ago now. I was considering doing another live stream last week, and I'll probably get into a more regular routine with this today. It's on a Sunday again. My intention was after Alaska Preppers live stream, but then I realized that Gray Man Prepping had a premiere that was going to go live at about the same time I was planning to go live. So I just bumped mine back about a half an hour. So this might be a good kind of sweet spot in the schedule to host these on a regular basis. In the first live stream, I was just unsure whether this was the right thing for me to do or for my channel to offer, based on kind of what my focus is in serving the community. So, but I received a ton of great feedback about the live stream, and a number of people ordered the prep system on that same day or the next day. So I really do think that must mean that it was pretty helpful. So I'm here to provide people who are already using the system with support and to answer your questions so you can get the most out of the tool, but also here to answer any questions that people have that maybe aren't yet using the system and they're wondering if it's the right thing for them. I know that a lot of people in the community love to join these live streams and just interact with each other in the chat and stuff. So I definitely support that as well. So let's see if there's any new folks that have joined us. Tip Top Girl, hi. Let's see, Kim Sakra. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Thanks for being here. Harvey Black, great to see you. Ursula Lynn. All right, Gray Man Prepping. Hey, great to see you. Great to see you. It was a great premiere. I really enjoyed that. So, first I wanted to address, obviously, as a lot of other content creators here on YouTube are doing today, with Memorial Day tomorrow, I'm not going to necessarily post another video tomorrow. So I wanted to just share my deepest heartfelt respect and gratitude for the men and women in the armed forces, and especially for those who, made the ultimate sacrifice to fight for our freedom and liberties. And of course, I want to recognize and share my gratitude to the families who support them as well. So with that said, I also wanted to share something that I shared toward the end of the last live stream that got a lot of positive. I got a lot of positive feedback on, and it kind of grounds me as a content creator. So I wanted to share this kind of at the top of this live stream. So I wanted to share my mission, or reshare my mission statement, is that I want to make sure that people with a heart for preparedness can meet their prep goals as quickly and as stress-free as possible. By offering a set of easy-to-use software tools, I help people of all ages and walks of life build self-sufficiency and give them confidence and peace of mind that they'll be able to care for their loved ones in the challenging times ahead. So that's kind of my compass, so to speak, with regard to what I'm doing with this channel. Also wanted to share, I wanted to give you some of my own perspective on, if you're here maybe for the first time and you don't know whether this is the right place for you, maybe you're new to the channel, or whether you're wondering if this is worth your time to watch and participate in this live stream. Just want to share with you some of the similarities that I've seen between those in the community, the prepper nerd community and its customers of the Ultimate Prep system. So, the people in this community are people who take prepping seriously. They're people that are prepping to protect the livelihood of themselves and their loved ones. They're people who understand that life can turn on a dime at any moment. And they're people who understand that self-sufficiency is true freedom. And people like that tend to do things like investing our time in doing our research and learning about prepping and self-sufficiency. We're courageous enough to try new things and practice new skills. We seek to form bonds with other preppers and support the community. And we seek to have clear goals and desire to be organized in our approach of achieving them. So, if this sounds like you, I want to welcome you to the channel. And, I hope to support you in attaining your preparedness goals in some way. All right, let me check back at any comments that have come in. See if there's any questions that have come up yet. Want to address those as we go through, because I know people can't necessarily attend the whole live stream. So if people have questions, feel free to put those in all caps, and I will check back, periodically to see if there's new comments or questions. So the first thing I want to do here is get into the donation to the charity that was announced by Alaska Prepper. So Rudy did a video that included, kind of a feature toward the end of it of the Ultimate Prep system, and introduced his community to what I'm doing, in my channel. And I'm just so thankful, so grateful for that. Rudy's been a huge support for me ever since the beginning when I started sharing this with the community back in, the end of last year. So, he and I had talked about, if people signed up, with the coupon code AP10, that they would get $10 off, and $5 additionally would go toward his Buy Me a Coffee charity, which goes toward donating food to food banks in his area. So I'm very pleased to say that since that time, since he announced that charity was available, there's been 22 people who have signed up using the coupon code AP10. So 22 times $5 is going to be $110. And I thought it would be kind of fun to do this live with you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let me see here. Give me just 1 second here. I'm trying to find the right screen to share. Sorry about the delay here. It's not actually showing me everything that I have on my screen. So give me a moment here. So I'll go ahead and share my screen here. Okay. I know you're probably seeing, let's see here. Let me pop out the chat. All right, so can you see this site here with Alaska Prepper's logo, Ko-Fi? Just let me know. Give me a thumbs up or something. Let me know if you can see what's behind here. This is the Ko-Fi website with Alaska Prepper's page. Can you see that? All right, great. Thanks, Rudy. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and donate. So this is it's not Ko-Fi, I guess it's coffee, right? Buy a coffee for Alaska Prepper and for his charity. So I'm going to buy a coffee. So we'll go ahead and we'll do the 22 times 5, 110, coming from the Prepper Nerd community. And I'll just keep this brief. Rudy knows what this is for. So, but you know what? I know Rudy thinks that he convinced me to reduce the charity amount to $5, but I actually didn't. I've been planning to donate $10 for every purchase of the Ultimate Prep system. So I'm going to go ahead and double this to $220. So I know that this is going to be money well spent, Rudy. And I love seeing your videos where you're where you go to deliver the food to the food bank. And, I look forward to the next one. I think you had said in your live stream earlier that you're getting pretty close to doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and donate. Mike at -nerd.com. This shouldn't show anything sensitive. I tested it earlier. Except for like last 4 digits or something like that. All right. So we'll go ahead and pay now. All right, so there you go. Rudy, thank you so much. This is on behalf of the Prepper Nerd community. And just wanted to, say thank you for, sharing what I'm doing with the channel with your audience. And, I know that, people are using your code because they wanted to participate in this charity. So, yeah, just wanted to share that with all of you guys. So I'm going to pop back over to the chat and see what's going on. See Rolling Homestead and Wild Edibles. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate you being here. Stuart W., great to see you. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. JAEUFM. Great to see you here. Thanks for joining. Tip Top Girl, I think I said hi earlier. Sherry Leach, great to see you. Jackie Carmichael, hi. Let's see. Yeah. Grandma Prepper, great to see you. Please allow or turn on captions. I'm at work and can't have sound on. I'm not sure how to do that, Grandma Prepper. Give me one moment. Captions, actually. You know what? I'm really sorry. I'm probably going to need to research that offline. Apologize for that. So okay, let me stop my screen because I was sharing my full screen. So just need to do something real quick here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the giveaway that I announced in the last live stream. So I had shared that I was doing a giveaway where I was going to give away 2 years for the Ultimate Prep system. So for new users, that meant that they could get the Ultimate Prep system for free for a year. And for people who are already using the system, they can either give the year to a friend, or they can add a year to their existing subscription. So I'm giving 2 of those away, and we're going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen again. And we're going to go over here. So I already set this up. So this is the URL for the Ultimate Prep system live stream, the first live stream 2 weeks ago. And then I had asked anybody who wanted to enter the giveaway, I asked to include the words Ultimate Prep system in your comment, because sometimes people comment and they're not necessarily interested in entering the giveaway for one reason or another. So that was the keyword. There were 17 people that, unique people that used that term. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a random winner. I've never done this before. So Bastet Dupour says the Ultimate Prep system is looking good. Don't know if it's part of it, but hoping if not, then in the future we get to add or remove from the list with a button, not having to redo the whole thing. So yeah, I actually responded back to Bastet Dupour on her comment, and noted that it is actually really easy to remove an item from the list. You can either just reduce the quantity of the package quantity that you have on hand. It's just a simple one field, update. If you have 10 of them and you use 2 of them, you just, update that with an 8, right? Or you can, if you use the last of an item, you can just remove that line. But anyway, so yeah, congratulations. really happy for you. And all you have to do is just reach out to me. I'll comment back on your comment just to make sure that you know about the fact that you're a winner. But if you also want to just email me at mike@prepper-nerd.com, I will get you hooked up with your free year. So that's our first winner. Again, congratulations. And then now we're going to pick one more winner. Pick another winner here. Here's the button. This is pretty simple, right, Rudy? Thanks for letting me know about this. Judy Luthi or Luthi, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but Judy, congratulations. Judy says, Ultimate Prep System shares your favorite thing about the system. I love that it seems to be user-friendly and is inexpensive. If I don't win, I'm going to get it anyway. Well, hey, you got it for free. So awesome. I'm really glad, really happy for you. And I can't wait to support you in, attaining your preparedness goals with the system. So that being said, I'm going to jump back to the comments. I'll turn off the screen share so you don't have to see all that. I just want to check out if any comments are coming in that I can address. Let's see. A lot of people looks like excited about the charity, which is awesome. Also congratulations for those who won. Really, really awesome to see. Let's see. Homestead Oz. All right. So not seeing any questions yet. If you do have questions I can address now, as I go through this live stream, I'm happy to address them as we go. But it looks like no questions necessarily yet for me. So I'm going to get into my next update here. So I actually wanted to share that, the prepper nerd is stepping away from his screen and, software and computer, keyboard and mouse and so forth, and getting his hands dirty in the garden. So this is something that has eluded me for many years. I was always very discouraged about my ability to maintain a garden, to keep, plants alive and healthy and thriving. And but I have to say that this community has inspired me and influenced me in so many ways, and I'm just so thankful, so grateful for that. So last year was my first year, really full year, kind of being engaged in this prepping community. You probably, if some of you may have heard kind of my story about how I got into prepping and how I started the Ultimate Prep System and so forth. So I was a little early for me to kind of get into gardening last year, but definitely this year I've been feeling the itch, in a strong way, and I just took the dive and have I'm growing tomatoes and peppers and strawberries and lettuce, basil, rosemary, blackberries. I'm sure I'm missing something, but I'm using grow bags. So I don't have a lot of land on my property. I have a little bit of a backyard. I live in California, in Southern California, and unfortunately, you don't get a lot of land, surrounding your house to have a garden, like a lot of you I know have, especially those, more homesteading situations. So, but this is just my first step, right? Every journey starts with an initial step, and this was my first step. So I bought some grow bags. Before that, I was planting, some of these vegetables and fruits in just pots that I had from the last batch that I had not done well with. But anyway, I mean, they are thriving. I'm so excited. I've been doing a lot of, I've been watching other content creators. I know Gray Man Prepping has videos about gardening and Ghost Prepper, and there's a lot of people that are publishing videos about gardening, especially at this time of the year. So I've been watching a lot of that, doing my research and learning about pruning and pH levels and fertilization. And I'm probably overthinking things for this first year, but that's just kind of my nature. I want to know when I dive into something, I kind of just jump in the deep end. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'm actually really surprised, just based on my own background and kind of my strengths and my focus in life has not been in gardening because I haven't had success with it. But it's felt so great to get out there and take care of these plants and watch them grow, watch them start to produce, and it just feels good to be out there. I think it feels like it's something that we're meant to do. Kind of just one of those natural instincts. But I'm really enjoying it. So thank you again to all of the people that have influenced me to take this step. And I'm looking forward to learning more and more about it. And who knows, maybe I'll have a video in the future about gardening. You don't want to learn from me quite yet, but I'm sure I'll have perspective, and I'm sure I'll want to share some of that at some point. So not anytime soon, but I'm just saying some maybe someday. So another topic, let me just actually check back in the chat. Kicking at Homestead, great to see you. Thanks for being here. All right. Techie Chris just started using the system this week. Do you have plans on adding any additional features? Yes, absolutely. Right. Features are constantly being, a constant focus. And we've announced a number of features since it was launched, officially earlier this year. We have a site, and I actually need to send out an email to everybody that has signed up for interest or signed up for the system to remind you guys that there's a kind of a ideas board that people can post ideas and people can vote on each other's ideas. And what that does is it basically prioritizes my focus on, how to build the system out in the best way for, based on what the community wants, what would be most valuable to you. So yes, that's a constant focus. For example, I just released in the last 2 to 4 weeks or so, the ability to use the barcode scanning for supplies. Previously, it was only available for food, but now it's available for supplies. And if you're just starting to use the system, if you just signed up recently, one of the other features that was relatively recently introduced was the skills preparedness sheet. It allows you to get clear on what skills that you personally want to focus on, what would be most valuable to you based on your level of preparedness today, and kind of allows you to set clear and specific goals related to skills improvement so that you can stay focused on it, and it's kind of a motivator for you to continue working on those skills. So those are just a couple examples. And actually, regarding the skills assessment, I wanted to share that something I'm pretty excited about. Hopefully, this isn't too premature to talk about this, but Brad at Full Spectrum Survival, he's helped me to get the word out about the Ultimate Prep system. He's mentioned me a number of times in his videos. I even did a live stream with him. I don't know, about a month or so ago, maybe more. He's shown a lot of interest in the skills assessment. So, he and I have talked about, collaborating on improving that in a way that, based on some of the ideas that he has about it. So, I'm expecting that may happen within the next couple of weeks, that we'll get started on something. And I just think it's fantastic opportunity, for me and for the community, for he and I to collaborate on something that, focuses on skill improvement and introduces or implements some of his perspective, because he just has so much knowledge and wisdom about preparedness, and he has a great following of people on his channel and so forth. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm also open to collaborating with other with really any content creators, because I want the system to be the best of what the community can offer to the community. And I know that there's so much knowledge and wisdom and skills out there that I'd love to incorporate for the benefit of the people who sign up for the Ultimate Prep System. So, that's in my mind what would make it the Ultimate Prep System. That's a kind of a lofty name, but I named it that way on purpose in a way because, that's what I'm shooting for. That's my goal. It may or may not be that today. I think it's the best system that's available. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this. But I really do want to see it become recognized for being the Ultimate Prep System. So Terry writes, I've been entering data all day. Love it. Once you get there, though, it is some effort, definitely effort to get the information in the first time. And then, as you start to enter the information, the graphs start taking shape, and it really does motivate you. And it becomes a self-motivating activity, right? You see those graphs start to take shape, and you're like, I know I have more than this, or you start realizing, wow, I've got a gap that I need to fill, because based on my own preferences and so forth. So, all right, let me check back at the chat. Scroll up a little bit. Looks like questions between each other. I'm thinking, unless, like, if you have a question for me specifically, I'd love it if you would put it in all caps. That way I know it's for me. I see a question from Alaskan Rebecca. I would like to know what items, like fertilizers, bug sprays, etc., that we should prep specific to gardening. I know about saving seeds, but what other items should we have on hand? That's a great question. I don't know that I have the answer to that. I have what I offer is a system that allows you to, inventory your food and supplies and equipment based on, what you deem to be important. I don't necessarily teach the principles of prepping. I provide a system of organization for your prepping. So, but there's other people on this chat I know that are more than, I would think, are more than qualified, or to answer that question, or to help you out with that. Let's see. All right. Bougie Prepper says that is a good question and idea, replying to Alaskan Rebecca. So it looks like there's some that resonates with her. Let's see. Can fertilizer for the garden be stored long-term? Again, great question. I'm sure someone in the chat will be able to address that for you. All right. So, so with that being said, I think I'm caught up on the comments. I wanted to share actually some perspective that I have about, this is kind of going 180 degrees from my gardening update here, but this is, I guess, more on the nerdy side of things. I wanted to share some perspective of some things that I've learned or observed in my experience with stocks, and more recently with crypto. I know crypto tends to be a pretty popular topic. And first of all, I am not a financial advisor, and I encourage you not to listen to me or take my advice. Okay. I'm just sharing my experience. I want to share something that I've discovered, that I've learned based on that experience. I've, decades of experience in investing for myself, not investing through, mutual funds and stuff like that. And, I've gone through my cycles where I'm invested, to greater levels than others, or there's been times where I have nothing invested. And, obviously it's for the sake of, providing for my family and providing, options for my girls who are growing up, in terms of schools or, lifestyle choices that I may be able to help out with and stuff like that. But I want to share, something that I've noticed, that I've learned, and actually a strategy that I'm currently following with regard to stocks and crypto. So I'm going to share my screen again. Oops. All right. So this is a cryptocurrency that is talked about a fair amount on another channel that we are all, that a lot of us, watch pretty regularly. I don't want to necessarily call anyone out, so I'm just going to keep that. I'm not going to mention names, but this is ADA, or Cardano is the name of the cryptocurrency. And I'm just using this as an example because I recently invested in Cardano. And I want to show you what I've noticed with regard to stocks, and now I'm actually seeing it in cryptocurrencies. And what I'm talking about are these blue lines. So stocks go up and down all the time, right? Hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, and it can seem to be unpredictable, like you're just gambling in a way, and there's definitely a certain amount of risk in any investment decision that you make, obviously. So, the point, or the strategy that I'm following, is to minimize that risk. So if I can buy at a level where the technicals are supporting my buy decision, that makes me even more confident in that buy decision. And so I'm looking for not only great companies that I believe in. And so, in some cases, I know more about the company than others. So in some cases, they're just investment ideas. But what I'm looking at is these channels of the stock price. So we're looking at the daily chart for ADA, which is Cardano. And by the way, I'm actually sharing this with you because I'm not sure. This is something I'm very highly interested in, but I'm not sure whether you guys are interested in this. So if you are, this is just kind of a first taste of how I look at it. But if you are interested in this, I would love to hear that, and let me know if this is something that you're interested in hearing more about, and I can continue to produce content potentially about this topic. So back to the chart here, you can see these blue lines. So these blue lines are lines that I add to the chart, and what these are representing is what I refer to as a channel of the longer term trend of a stock, right? If you look at a chart day to day, you're going to see lots of volatility, right? It goes up. This is a price of 153, right? And then within, what is that? I'm just looking at the bottom here where it shows the dates from April 18th to April 26th. So like a week, right? It went from $1.53 to $1.02, right? So that's losing 33%. And then you can see the same thing happen here, but you can see that, in general, right, there's this upward trend happening with this cryptocurrency, right? And this is a pattern that I'm looking for. And the stronger the signals of that pattern, meaning the longer the trend has continued, the less kind of breakouts there have been outside of that pattern, the stronger my confidence is in buying a particular stock. So, what you're looking for is, like, for example, if I'm interested in Cardano, right? And let's say it was, I'm looking down here again. Let's say it was May 19th and it's way up here, right? And I've already recognized this channel is happening. This would be a major red flag for me, right? I get the whole emotional buying thing, right? I'm not immune to it when there's, so many people are talking about a certain stock or crypto's, on fire, you have to get in before it goes to $1 million. The emotional buying is actually, I think, what I'm trying to avoid. And a lot of successful people in, stocks or crypto, would likely tell you the same thing. You're looking for value. You're looking for bargains. You're looking for things on sale. So if it's way above this upper channel line, then I would not pull the trigger there. But when it's down here, you can see what's happening. It's bouncing off of this line, bounce. It went deeper, but then, you had this huge overcorrection, right? So, this represents more opportunity. I might, looking back in hindsight, I might have bought here if I was really focused on this crypto at the time. But then it went down to 101 from 116. That might be a a way to dollar cost average even lower, right? So, but then it went under the line, but then it went way over the line, right? So there's some overcompensation that happens both ways, but ultimately you can see that the ultimate pattern at work here. So, here's some other stocks from a stock perspective, right? Instead of a crypto perspective. So, and it's not perfect, right? But it's my attempt at minimizing my own risk, right? I don't want to buy high. I don't want to buy on emotion. I want to buy when things are on sale. So you can see the overall trend kind of at a high point here, then another high point here. And then it broke out of that, but it's coming back to that channel, right? It's come back to the channel. And guess what? Right now, it looks like we're at the bottom of that channel, right? Because it, again, bottom of the channel here, then it bounced here a little bit, and then it broke out, right? And now it's back into the channel, and then it's bouncing up off of this low line in the channel. And you got to recognize too that sometimes those breakouts mean that a new pattern is emerging. So you do have to pay attention to it on an ongoing basis, just to make sure that it's not breaking out lower for some reason, right? Some event, for example. Now this is Hasbro. So Hasbro, has a long history, track record in, as a stock, obviously. And you can see there's been a few patterns at play here. So there's, this pattern back from like the 2015 to 2018, where it bounces here, bounces here, bounces here, bounces here, bounces here. It's like uncanny, right? I mean, if you can find these lines, if you can find these channel lines, it can really inform your decisions. Just because the stock has gone from 78 to 113, you might be thinking, oh my gosh, I got to get this. I got to get in. It's going to go to the moon. No, it's generally following these trends, right? That happen in these channels. At least, again, not a financial advisor. Don't listen to me, but I'm just sharing what I have observed. So again, it's close to the bottom. It doesn't necessarily always like hit right on. And I'm trying to, and I can adjust these lines however I see the situation, right? So in this case, I'm judging based on these bottoms, right? But then you have this huge breakout, right? But what was that? That was in March of 2020, right? So that's kind of what's considered to be like an anomaly, but it's getting back to, it's climbing quickly, and you can see it's approaching this last channel. See, another thing I'll point out is, when you have a channel that is inclined so steeply, that's a red flag too. That's a red flag that it's likely to actually break out down to a more reasonable level of appreciation over time. This is kind of an unsustainable, I think, growth pattern, but actually it's trying to get back to the channel that I'm seeing above. Again, this is just how I see it. Let me get back to the comments. Are you guys resonating with this, or do you think I should get back to the ultimate prep system? I'm going to look back at the comments. Joe Morgan says, I like your take on it. If you wanna, I don't crypto because I don't understand it. I invested in small arms and have done well. Yeah, I mean, crypto is, I'm seeing patterns similar to what I've been seeing in stocks for a long time with this channels idea. But it's a much younger, form of investment, or, option in terms of investing your money. So it could be way more volatile. So you have to understand your risk tolerance, right? So you can consider it a speculative investment. Okay, let me rephrase. I personally am setting a certain percentage of my money aside for what I would consider to be more speculative. Okay, so if you have a high risk tolerance, or you can set a percentage of your funds aside for highly speculative investment, then crypto may be a good option for that. All right. Bargain shopper, Joe Morgan again, panic or emotion, never productive, and general reason wins the day. Totally agree with that. Klingon Princess, appreciate your support. All right. Hey, Metal for breakfast. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Southern Bell teacher. Great to see you. I can talk investing and charting all day, so I'm loving it. Oh, okay, cool. All right. Let's see, Stuart. You could talk about a bucket of. You could talk about a bucket, and folks would listen. All right. You provide an awesome delivery of information even while you are learning as well. Thank you, Stuart. I really appreciate that. I see a question here again. If you have questions specifically for me, you can put them in all caps. It'll help it stand out, so I will be sure to see it. Will the barcode scanner recognize items as you scan them? So the barcode database has over 4,000. I can share it with you. It's 4,277 items in it so far, and these are items that have been contributed by the prepper community. So they're items that are prepping in nature, or more so than kind of a general barcode database. So that being said, if a barcode that you're scanning already exists in that database, then it's going to populate. I'll just show you in my food inventory or this sample system. It'll populate. Let me just go down to the bottom here. So if I were to scan a new barcode here, then it populates the default category, description, serving size, servings per package, and calories per serving. Obviously, it's not going to know, where you're going to put it, like the storage area. So you got to fill that in. It's not going to know, obviously, the best by date. You got to fill that in. And some of these other fields are optional for different features of the system. So yeah, the database the barcode database is growing every day. So I hope that answers your question. Is there any other barcode database that can be tied into the app? There are, but they're extremely expensive, and it's at this time it's cost prohibitive. I would love to explore that option in the future. But at this point in time, it's just too early. So, it's like I said, it's a crowdsourced database. It's a quality controlled database. So, junk doesn't get in there, for example, where, we have a review process to make sure that, only reasonable information is getting into the system. So let's see here. All right. So let's see if, just want to, I guess, continue on this topic a little bit longer. There's cases where you might have conflicting trends, and this is a great example. Again, this is based on my own experience. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't take my advice. But you can see there's this downward trend. Starts even prior to where I set these blue lines, so you can go back even further. But generally speaking, it's about there on the high side, and it's about here on the low side. Okay. And that trend, you can see it. It extends even beyond these anomalies, right? It went way down low. So this is actually an area where personally, if I were investing my money, would be looking at this as a bargain. Unless something drastic happened here where market conditions changed for this company, Genius Brands, I would expect it to get back to the trend, back into this channel. So, in this case, that would be going from 34 cents to a minimum of $1.37. So what is that? I mean, that's like 4 times. And what did it do? It went from 30 cents, up to $6, and then now it's settling back down into its channel. So, food for thought, right? And you can see here, I have this overall downward trend, channel, which, typically I would not be interested in investing in a stock that's in a downward trend like this. But in this case, it was so far below the channel, it would be an interesting opportunity. And then here, it's so far above, I would never even consider it, right? But now that it's gotten back in the channel, you can see it just bounced off this line. Now it's bounced off this line. Now it's right in the middle. So how do I look at this? Oh, and by the way, you can see my green lines are recognizing that there's a new channel that looks like it may be taking shape. Make sense? So we got this overall down, but now we got a new shorter term up channel. So what I'm seeing here is this last price is actually in the middle of the downward channel and the low side of the upward green channel. If this were to get down to here in this area, I would be looking at that as a strong opportunity for myself to consider investing in. And you can see these changes don't take long. A lot of investments advice you get is to buy and hold long term, but and that works for many people. I tend to have a more active approach to my investing. So, I would look at this. It's bouncing off that bottom. It's actually, but this area right here is bouncing off the bottom of both the blue and the green. And what did it do? So it went from November 16th or so, and it went up here by February 18th. So what was that, 3 months? And it went from $1.05 to 212. Right? You're never going to time it perfectly, but that is the top of the line. It's the top of the blue and the green. So that would be, to me, a strong sell signal. And you can tell these sells and these buys, these are from a plugin that I'm using. I'm not using these specifically in my decision making right now, but I just wanted to explain that, that's based on a plugin. All right, so if we look at Intel, let me just scale out a bit. You can see that there's a well-defined channel all the way back from 2015. So 6 years of this price activity, and overall, this upward trend of the top of the channel and the bottom of the channel, right? Bounce, 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 and then bounce, right? It's just, it's kind of uncanny to me. Very interesting, and lots of instances where this pattern holds true. I mean, there's some breakout on the downside, but again, unless something drastic happened with regard to market conditions here, I would be looking at these as opportunities. Obviously, you can see a huge downward trend here at the beginning of 2020, but if you think about it, this actually looks like a normal. Well, it's steeper than normal, but relatively normal in terms of its position in the channel. It was above the channel, and now it's a little bit below the channel, and now it's back, into normal activity. So, that's why I've got it on my close to buy list, is because I'm recognizing that it's at the bottom of the channel. So, it's at 56.50, and if it were to get up to the upper end of the channel, we're looking at $70. So there's, it's a healthy profit potentially, and obviously every investment carries risk with it. So I'm going to leave it there as far as the observations from a stock investment and crypto investment perspective. So I hope that was interesting to you guys, and I hope you would let me know if this is something that interests you. And you'd like more of this type of content. Let me look at the chat. So Klingon Princess, how does one find inexpensive stocks? So for me, it's a matter of doing a little bit of research about what stocks are out there that you could invest in, and there's so many, right? There's thousands, and finding a handful of stocks, maybe 10 to 20. To begin with, that you're interested in potentially investing in, and then using your own approach. And this, I just described my approach, using your own approach to determining when to buy. And then, what this also does, obviously, is provide you with a plan for when you would sell, unless you're using like a buy and hold strategy. So I would, even if you're using a buy and hold strategy, actually, this still works, because if you're looking for opportunities where your initial buy is at the beginning of the channel, then, even if you're buying for the long term, right, you're optimizing your gain. Klingon Princess, again, did that stock bounce up because it went so low that many people bought? You know what? I can't necessarily say the reason for it, but I think it's overall psychology of people that invest. people buy and sell based on emotion a lot of times. And when the price of a stock is getting like top heavy, for example, based on that overall sense of the true value of the stock, right? More people end up selling. So that lowers the price. And then vice versa when the price dips a little bit. So, all right, I'm going to move on. So let's see, we're actually nearing about an hour. I got another question. Southern Bell teacher, when choosing companies, are you considering fundamentals such as PE ratio, moats, etc.? With charts, are you considering flags and head and shoulders, or just channels? Sell and buy the news. Well, the channels is not about selling and buying the news. I just want to make sure that I'm clear on that. I would consult the news if if there was a significant breakout up or down to see if there's anything relevant that would inform my decision making on it. But I'm not actually considering, when I'm using this approach, fundamentals. I'm not looking at the PE ratio. I'm not, moats. No, I'm not looking at that. It's really about identifying these channels and identifying the pattern of buying and selling behavior. No stock is going to go, straight from point A to point B over a 3-month or 3-year period, right? It's going to have its ups and downs. And I'm trying to identify the channels for stocks that I believe in, right? Stocks that I think have, potential for future success and growth. I'm identifying the channels and then identifying the best opportunities to buy or sell. So that's all I'm doing. Let's see. Joe Morgan, the news never tells the truth, so take their word like you would a compulsive liar. I agree. All right. Hey, Prepping 101. Great to see you here. Really appreciate you stopping in. Let's see. So that's what I wanted to cover as far as the stock trading perspective or what I've learned about it. So I'm going to hop back over to the prep system. Go ahead and share my screen again. Okay. So one thing I wanted to cover in the last few minutes that we have until we're at the hour mark. I mean, I can go over if you guys want, but want to keep it kind of concise, unless you guys want have additional questions and so forth. But one of the things that I wanted to cover in terms of demonstrating the software and something that people have had questions about, and sometimes people have not even realized is available in the system, is the ability to indicate to the system how many servings you're planning to planning for your family per day, per category. So this graph, the accuracy of this graph and its ability to tell you, where your gaps are, which your gaps are the ones that are at the low end of this graph. Anything that's below 100% I would consider to be a gap. Its ability to show this to you and make this, available as a at a glance tool for decision making is for you only if you enter your preferences in terms of the servings per day, per category. So I'm going to click into this again as a sample system. So it shows you, here's all the categories in your system, and this is all configurable, so it's all personalized based on your preferences. So when you sign up for the system, you fill out a preferences form that tells me how to set up your system. So in this sample system, these are all the categories that are used, and you can then, the next column is blue column, is where you indicate how many servings are you going to plan for with your prepping. For whatever situation you are prepping for. So as you can see here too, in a previous step, there's this like overall goal of, in this case, 365 days. So what this means is, for those 365 days, these are the servings I'm planning, or I want to target as my servings per day per category. So like beans, I would say per person, 1 serving per day of beans. Beverage, and this is like coffee or tea or, beverage flavorings. Breakfast is things like oats. I want 1 a day per person. Candy and cookies, nothing. I don't think I even use that category. Yeah, there's no food. I don't think there's any food entered for this category, but chicken or condiments and dressings, you get the idea. So, spice and seasoning, for example, I'm planning to use a lot of servings of that and spice and seasoning in my mind allows us to vary our food quite a bit from meal to meal, even using the same basic ingredients. Like if you have some rice and some canned chicken, you can alter that flavor quite a bit using spices and seasonings. So, in terms of food fatigue, that helps you to extend the variability of your food. So that's something I think is really important for me and my family. So, oils, and these may or may not be right in terms of what's realistic, but the more research I do, I can tweak these numbers to be truly representative of our needs, what I'm planning for. So, cleaning water, cooking water, drinking water, for example, this is like ounces. This is not servings. This is actually ounces. So based on that, it tells you the number of servings, the number of days worth of servings you have on hand in your preps. So I'm over prepped on beans, so that's great. That's fine. A little bit under prepped on beverages, under prepped on these two categories, but I'm not necessarily as concerned about that. So that shows you, compared to your goal of 365, then it shows you like the color coding of the red, yellow, and green. But then it also shows you approximate calories per day per person based on your servings that you're going to plan on. This is how many calories based on what you have entered in your food inventory. This is how many calories each category would have per day per person. And this is the average number of calories per person that you're going to have available to you per day. If SHTF or kind of disaster situation were to occur. So again, this is really important, and this is what makes the graph accurate, and what makes it something that you can use just at a glance to tell if you're understocked on something or overstocked on something. Like you don't want to keep buying beans, right? If you are overstocked from a perspective of food fatigue and your goal in terms of how much preparation you're shooting for. So, all right, I'm going to check back at the chat. Prepping 101 says, dude, you never go live. I know, this is my second one, and having a lot of fun with it. I did my first one 2 weeks ago, and it was a blast, and I really enjoyed the the interaction with everybody in the chat, and lots of great questions, and it sounded like it was really helpful for some folks. So I'm here again, and I look forward to doing more of them in the future. Southern Bell teacher, she says, understood. I've never used just channels, but we'll try it out this week. I mean, so I would say, Southern Bell teacher, that it's one tool, right, in the toolbox. So maybe, in your case, don't use it as the de facto indicator, but you have a number of indicators, and the more indicators are, pointing you toward a buy or a sell, right, it just strengthens your confidence in that decision. Right. Whereas lots of people, most people probably, I would venture to guess, are making decisions based on emotion and fear of missing out. Right. Especially in crypto right now. This is one more tool that you can use to temper your emotions and look at things in a very, in an analytical way and a fact-based way to improve your chances for success or chances for a strong return on your investment. Cindy B, where have you been all my life? This sounds like a fantastic tool. Oh, thank you so much, Cindy. And although I didn't do a full demonstration of the tool today, that's available on my channel. You might want to check out my live stream a couple of weeks ago. There's many videos on my channel about, there's a number of them that are in a playlist called Before You Sign Up, I think it's called, actually. And then, that kind of has a lot of introductory type of content that you can get more context about what the tool offers and whether it's right for you. Arkansas Living, I'm not sure if I said hi to you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for not pulling any games on me this time. Although maybe I just missed it, but the last time was really funny, man. You had me. You really had me on that one. All right. Prepper Nerd is a Vulcan. Klingon Princess. Yeah, it's funny. Since she and I met, months ago, I give her that hand emoji, and she gives me the nerd emoji. It's really cool. Arkansas Living, Prepper Nerd be thinking he's smart and stuff. Nope, just sharing my strengths. Everybody's got a little nerd in them, and I think everybody's got their own strengths to offer the community, and that's all I'm trying to do. So appreciate you for being here, brother. Hard facts and logic. Yeah, I try. I can't totally avoid, making decisions on emotion, but I try to temper that with, numbers and graphs and facts. So I think that's, for me, it's the best approach. All right. I think with that said, let me see if there's anything else I wanted to cover. I don't think so. If anybody's here that didn't get their question answered, or would just like more direction about the tool, about the Ultimate Prep system, whether it's right for you, you can shoot me an email if you'd like to. But again, I've got lots of videos on my channel. You can shoot me an email at mike@prepper-nerd.com, and you can continue to use the coupon code AP10, and that'll get you $10 off per year, not just the first year, but per year, as well as $5 will go to Alaska Preppers Buy Me a Coffee charity fund, which goes to, providing food to, food banks for them to distribute to those in need. So I think with that said, I'm going to wish you all a fantastic rest of your Memorial Day weekend. Again, thanks so much to all of you in the armed forces, or, to anybody who has served this country in that way, or especially, sacrificed in the ultimate way, of course, and as well as their families. My deepest and heartfelt gratitude and respect to all of you. So thanks so much, everybody, for being here. Hope to see you again in a future live stream, and I'm sure I'll see you over the next couple of days in other channels live streams. So with that said, bye, everybody. Have a great weekend.